I was tied up, just like my hands behind my back. It wasn't common for him to test anything out with me. I wasn't into it, and I did kind of notice it was a little odd. But he said it was completely normal and it was fine. My first impression I ever had of him was like he was generous and giving and kind, and I wanted to think that he was still a nice guy.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Anime, and boy, do I have a show for you.
Over time, Trey's channel became focused on anime reviews.
There you go.
He developed a character called Mr. Anime.
Today we're going to be reviewing a show that had a very large impact on audiences all around the world.
Trey was one of the very first people to review anime in the US.
Today's review is Cyber Team in Akihabara.
He was silly, he was funny, but it didn't seem forced. It seemed like he was seeing the real him.
Hi everybody, I'm Mr. Anime.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Trey clearly had a passion for anime, and whether he intended to or not at the beginning, eventually he found this untapped community on the internet.
This is pretty much a landmark for Lenscat Productions. I've hit 1,000 subscribers.
He definitely had quite a following. His popularity and his reach was growing.
I'm very, very happy. Yeah!
Trey was starting to thrive in terms of his YouTube channel.
But offline and behind closed doors, his behavior was becoming more troubling.
Oh!
During the several years that I dated Trey, he did a lot of really things that I should have taken as a red flag. I made excuses in my head for all of those things. There was a point when I was 16 that he'd ask me to do things that were sexual. He would say, you know, people play all kinds of weird games and things behind closed doors and experiment. One time, I do remember being on the floor. My hands were above my head, duct taped together, and he had duct tape over my mouth. Then he had his body over me where, you know, I didn't feel like I could move. His eyes were darker, and he wasn't smiling or anything. This was not just a game. That was the first time I even considered he might do something violent to me. That was the point that, you know, I felt that we couldn't really be together. And when Trey and I separated, he never said anything about that. I don't think that he really questioned it verbally to me. I did fall into a depression. Looking back, that was a motivator to switch schools. I remember that specifically being the complete cutoff with Trey and me.